Yay! Okay. Week 2 already. Boom, boom. So, did you guys get a chance to watch the Rock Your Recruiting recording? And if so, those of you who did, what were your takeaways?
My biggest takeaway was the follow-ups. I definitely need to do that. And I guess I didn't realize I know more people than I thought.
What makes you think that? I mean, what led to that?
Well, like even today after church going to Walmart, like I was stopped 6 times. None of those people were on my list. And I was like, okay, that was a big thing for me.
Like stopped for what?
Just to say hi, like, hey, how's it? I've got 3 kids, and it was either one of their friends or someone I knew through the kids.
Oh my gosh. So are they on your list now?
Yeah.
What kind of list do you have?
I have my list of 100.
Okay.
I'm going for no this week.
All right. And what does your list of 100 look like? Is it a notepad? Is it a notebook? Is it
It's a notebook.
It's a notebook. Okay. What about you, Tina? And Debbie, who's trying to hide?
I missed half the conversation because the computer froze up.
That's okay. So we just said, what were your takeaways from the Rock Your Recruiting video? And Brandy said that she was surprised how many people she ran into today after church, like 6 times, and not one of them were on her list, but it's on her list now. So she keeps a list of 100 on a notepad. I'm asking you guys, what do you keep or where? How do you keep track of the people you meet? Hi, Lori.
Everything's on my cell phone. Hi, Lori.
It's on your cell phone. Okay. So what would you say were your takeaways from the Rock Your Recruiting recording? Any of you?
I have to agree that the just treating people, everybody that you meet, treating them like your friends and talking to them like friends versus just as strangers, because I think that's one of my fears is approaching people that I don't know. So maybe if I took it as a different, in a different way that, like we've known each other for years, it would be easier to start conversation. And, I've actually gotten a lot better at it over the last couple months. I've talked to people that I know 2 months ago I never would have. So
really?
Oh yeah. The grocery store, in line at the gas station, just wherever, I just strike up a conversation.
What do you think is different?
Probably my self-confidence is a big key. I didn't have it before, so, and I don't know, I guess that's it.
Well, that's huge because we talk about a lot that this business is so much more than just growing by numbers, because we grow way more personally than we do professionally if we're constantly stretching and putting ourselves out there, which you are a prime example. And I think that was a big takeaway of that Rock Your Recruiting video recording or Zoom recording, is that it's all about expanding our pipeline. So right now, when we're trying to be more intentional, just a minute, I'm getting a little call from a customer. But right now, when we're trying to be so intentional, for some reason, we think too much about ourselves. I think we're worried about, oh my God, what are they going to say? And when we're trying to make friends, we don't worry about that. We're really wanting to get to know them, aren't we? Mm-hmm. And so it really is a process for us to get to know more people. You will not grow in this business if you don't grow personally. You will not build a team if all you do is stay in the same comfort zone that we're always used to. So that's what I love hearing, those stories about people who have just come out of their shell and they've tried new things. And then all of a sudden, like you said, you're just at the tip of the iceberg now, Tina. I mean, you've only been with us a little while and you've already gained more confidence. Imagine yourself a year from now. It's going to be off the charts if you just keep stretching and, like Randy said, going for no. Lori, how about you? What's your takeaway of the video?
Well, my takeaway from the video was that I need to be more consistent with my follow-ups,
Mm.
and I need to get to know more people than knowing more people. Because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I've been where I live since God was a baby. I mean, I've been here since 1973. I know a lot of people.
Oh,
And I've been, here, but, I have acquaintances, and that's what I kind of look at them as they're acquaintances. They're not friends. I approach people, and most people think that I'm very outgoing, but I'm really kind of shy. I hate going live, absolutely terrifies me. This is not comfortable for me, but that's just me. And I've done a few live videos on my VIP group, and, I've shared them and what have you. And I did do a couple. I still have yet to do my one for the beach, introducing myself, because it's not something I'm comfortable with.
yeah.
But I was in Publix the other day, and they were having a sale on Dove chocolate. And there was a lady standing there, and, we're looking at it, and I'm going, that looks really good, but I make my own chocolate. And she was like, you make chocolate? And I'm like, yeah, I make chocolate. And she goes, what? And I'm like, well, I do it every year. I do it for my friends and my family and my coworkers and what have you. And she said, is it as good as Dove? I'm like, honey, it's better. I said, it's kind of like walking over here, because they had the display. I said, it's kind of like walking over here and getting one of those Glade plug-in thingies. It doesn't even compare to what I do on the side. And she goes, well, what do you do on the side? And I had my Scentsy shirt on, and I said, I do Scentsy. And we struck up a conversation. She goes, I had a friend over in Washington when I lived there, and she sold it, but I got away from her. I gave her my card. We talked about chocolate. We talked about candles. And she said, I'm going to call you. I said, give me your card. And I gave her mine. She gave me hers. And, we conversed, and then I didn't follow up. So shame on me.
When did that happen?
It was right after Hurricane Irma. So, because Hurricane Irma, it wasn't pleasant. Tina can tell you, because we live in the Tampa Bay area, and it was headed straight towards us. And, I lost power in my house for 7 days, and I had to go camp out of my son's house. And, it kind of threw us all for a loop. It really did. I mean, we were all displaced and dysfunctional. And, I'm not making excuses as to why my business didn't do what my business needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But at a point in time, my brain was not on that. You know what I'm saying? My brain was more on, is my house still going to be there when I get back?
Yes, as it should be, yes.
And my other concern was my brothers and my nieces and my nephews and things like that. So yeah, I did put my Scentsy business a little bit to the side in September. Tina rocked it out. She just did. And I'm so proud of her. So glad she's part of my team. And, I did do one of my things on my 30-day goal. I did make my team page.
Yay! What's your team page called?
My team page is called the Nature Coast Sensations.
Oh,
well, we live on Florida's Nature Coast, so that's where we live.
Nice. So I have to ask, why do you say you didn't follow up? Is it too late?
Well, it's kind of like on the video. So, a warm lead can turn into a cold lead in 24 hours. And so, again, I was in the store trying to replenish the groceries that I had lost. And it went by the wayside in my mind.
Yeah.
Well,
maybe it could be one of those things, because I firmly believe it is never too late to follow up. However, it is the warmest time within 24 hours. That is the most comfortable, the most natural. And then if we go longer, then we have to do a little bit of self-talk practice. What are we going to say? How are we going to lead into it? And so just thinking out loud right now, Lori, maybe it'd be fun when you make chocolate the next month or so. You've got her contact. Why don't you give her a jingle and say, hey, I can meet you. I made you some chocolate. How beautiful is that? Because you would do that if that was just a complete stranger friend that you made a connection with. The difference here, we put a little bit of pressure on ourselves because we didn't follow up. Well, when do we follow up with friends or potential friends? When we think about them. So when you make your chocolate next, let her know. Hey, I thought about you. I made some. Would you like some? There's nothing more personal. But that is such a perfect accidental lead-in to the power of keeping track of people we meet. Somehow, I have never been a fan of the list of 100. When I was trained, they all said, put together your list of 100. Totally a personal preference. I just thought, oh my gosh, that's so many. I'm not going to contact all of them. That's too hard. So that's why we started calling it, it's our family tree. Just start putting together all the branches. What are your friends? Because, we're extended family. And then all of a sudden, to me, and that's what I started doing, is just making all these fun branches, and it was a visual, and pretty soon I had over 300 people throughout all the years. I've been doing it almost 14 years. And then what was fun is I would draw a fun leaf as I sponsored them. And so they grew, and I would expand their tree. And I don't do that anymore because, I got so big that it wasn't realistic. But I do, like Brandy said, I keep a really cute blessing book. And like you guys, it could not be any more important for us to jot down names. That's why I loved the 10-10-10 idea. Even after all these years, when I kind of got tired of doing things the same way. And what happens when that happens? What happens when we kind of get tired of what we're doing?
We get stagnant.
Yeah. We just get pretty lenient, and we're not having fun, and we lose a little bit of zest, and it's just so human. It doesn't matter what our profession is. And so if you're not having fun, no one else around you is going to have fun. So I love to learn, and we talk about the power of lifelong learning. And so I'm constantly doing different webinars and blogs and trainings and conventions and leaderships and masterminds and going to other trainings so I can grow a little bit. And this is why I loved when Lisa Hendrickson came on board, because it's kind of like she came to us. So we didn't have to go to another, I didn't need to go to another direct selling convention or seminar session, what have you. So when she came up with the 10-10-10, it's not rocket science. I just loved having a whole different way to track. And so did any of you print off the 10-10-10 list?
I don't have a printer at home. My printer's at work.
Hi, Debbie. Did any of you print the 10-10 off, or is it something that here's my big takeaway. Debbie, is that you?
It is me.
That scratch. It whatever it is, it's rubbing on your speaker.
It is? Oh.
Now it's not. Well, good. You're perfect now. Hi. So here's what I loved about the 10-10-10, the big picture. So those of you who are listening to the recording, or those of you who haven't had a chance to watch the Rock Your Recruiting Zoom, the whole big idea was to expand your pipeline on purpose. How do you become more social when you're not? How do you, like Lori said, how do you get outside of your comfort zone or open up a little bit, gain and grow your confidence, like Tina said, when you're not? Because you still want to be real. And so every single time, I loved hearing Brandy say, I talked with 6 people today. I've talked with them before. We're probably not BFFs, but they should have definitely been on my list. And so then hopefully Brandy went and wrote their names down, because we're human. We're not going to think of everyone. What I liked about the 10-10-10 is, the example that Lisa Hendrickson gave when she talked to us about how we meet complete strangers, how we go about making conversation, because we want to be the last one in line, and then as we go, we get to talk. So what I really liked is that premise that nobody is going to want to be our friend or do business with us if we can't help them, right? Remember? They want to know that we can help them. They want to know that they can trust us. And then what was the last thing? Can we help them? Can they trust us? And this is huge, I think. Any guesses? The third thing, the third way, our ultimate goal of expanding our pipeline is when the person we're talking to can answer these 3 questions, then they will do business with us. So the one is, can they do business with us? I just watched that whole camera action, Lori. Can they do business with us?
I had to let my dog out.
Can they trust us? And, want to guess? Be brave, be brave.
I just watched this today, too.
Okay, cool.
I just watched it today, but I did watch it during the summer symphonies, the summer concert series, too.
Me too, I loved it. Yeah, I've actually listened to it a couple of times because I get it something new every time. It was about being present, 100% present. Because if we're constantly thinking, oh my gosh, I got to ask her about Scentsy, I got to tell her about Scentsy, I got to see if she wants to do a party, I want to see if she wants to join, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, then we're not present, are we? Okay, so it is, did we make a connection? That's the third thing. Is that not, to me, one of the most powerful things, how that whole conversation or that brand new meeting went is how, not if, how did you make that connection? And that was my point to you, Lori. How was your connection with the gal in the grocery store over chocolate? Didn't sound light to me. It sounded like it was a great connection. And so when you follow up, yeah, go ahead.
I felt that it was.
Yeah. See, so when you follow up, it's never too late to follow up. And the stronger your connection when you first meet, then yeah, the more powerful within 24 hours. A follow-up that is warm is still going to be more natural and comfortable. As time goes by, we could become forgettable, but how are you going to reconnect? And that's exactly what you did. You found the common ground. Call her up again when you've made your chocolate. So I love that, finding common ground. But here is an example of my 10-10-10 filled out. What do you do? So this is, what does a person do? So I'll use the example of, okay, so Brandy, I'm going to use the example of one person that you ran into today. Give me an example.
One of them was actually the mother of one of my daughter's best friends.
The mother of one of your daughter's best friends. So best friend's mom.
Yes.
Okay, so I would write best friend's mom. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What does she do?
She actually works at the county courthouse.
So you even know that. Okay, so best friend's mom works at county courthouse. What did you see or notice about her?
She's having some health issues, but I thought she looked a lot better recently.
I would write, health issues look so much better. I would even add the little date right there, in fact. And then, what do you know about her? So, actually, you could put that part, that she works at the courthouse, her health issues, right? But what else do you know about her?
I mean, it's not a lot.
You go to the same church. She has at least one child.
Yes, she has 3 girls. Yeah.
See how just now it just started helping you. What do you think the purpose of this is? This 10-10-10. It is exactly what we just did. We don't think we know enough about people we meet or have met to make some kind of reach out connection. Hey, how could you make it about them to want to give them some free Scentsy? Could you not say to this guy like, oh my gosh, you look next Sunday at church because you have your 10-10 triggers. You didn't think you knew that much about her, but when we purposely write this stuff down, it's the whole reason is for confidence to start kicking in, where we start to realize, oh my gosh, okay, I think I made a better connection than I gave myself credit for. Doesn't mean you had to ask them or go into anything Scentsy, but by golly, the next time you meet with her, why not say something about her health? You know what? really noticed that you looked better and you were having some health issues. Tell me about that. You know, it's great conversation, building that friendship deal. If it feels comfortable to say, hey, Jimmy Buck, whatever her name is, if you know it. You know what'd be fun is maybe if you got all your friends together for a super fun snack and tea, and heck, I'll bring all my Scentsy, you get them together. I'll give you something free just for having them over and making some sales. What do you think? I tried to make it about her. I talked to her about, so you guys get the idea when we're writing down, what do we know about that person? What did we see that's going to allow us to recognize them the next time? Something physically, something on their clothes, a birthmark, a hat, their style. What do you know about them is so huge because it helps us with the follow-up. So here's the other beautiful thing about this 10-10-10 list. Okay, whether you call it your list of 100, your family tree, or whatever, there is not a faster way, a more quicker way, or a more powerful way to fill this up every single week than to do a home party or a trade show event. Do you agree?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to have to go on foot to all these stores and strike up a conversation somehow, which could take hours, plus your driving time. Or you can host one live event, whether it's Facebook Live, Zoom Live, home party, do a trade show, Saturday market, whatever it is. So you get in front of, what was the magic number of people that we want to try to get in front of every single month with our success formula?
200?
A month.
60.
200?
60. 60 a month. If we're doing 6 events, 6 shares, some kind of hosted event, whether it's a home party, a live Zoom party, trade show market on a Saturday, Facebook Live, we want at least 10 people every single time. The quickest way to do that is to do some kind of event live, right? And then when we're meeting these 10 people at each event times 6 per month, we should have at least 60 people that we get to follow up on. And how many of those 60, on average, will most likely join after we've gone through the interview, the building of the relationship, and the connection? Good job, Randy. 2. That's it. 2. It's about numbers. It's not about us getting in front of 15 people a month and just knocking ourselves over the head because we didn't sponsor 2. Nope. That's not the average in the industry, but by golly, just like you guys talked about, when you start building your confidence and start stretching yourself and putting yourself out there in conversations in the grocery aisles, then all of a sudden you're going to start to build your esteem, which is going to be a little bit more contagious. Your passion is going to be so natural. You're going to practice and practice and fail and fail and practice at these shares, these home parties, that pretty soon we'll be doing a lot more sponsoring than just 2 and 60. You might double that. You're going to get so savvy at it that it's going to become natural. And at the end of these 90 days in our flip-flop leadership program, growth mindset, you're going to have a lot more tools to know exactly how to go about that. So Debbie, I didn't ask you, did you have a chance to watch the Zoom? Because I know you've been on the road.
No, I have not.
So we were just sharing what our favorite takeaways were with it because Lisa has such a great way of talking. She talked about standing in the longest line to make conversation, etc. Right, guys? Okay, so what did she say to do for the 10-10? Can anyone describe how we use our 10-10-10? I kind of did, but I want to do the whole the big picture. What is the whole purpose of 10-10-10? What's the number 10 mean?
I noticed that Ken just sent that link today. Was it today or yesterday?
For what?
Did,
The 10-10-10?
yeah, didn't Ken just
Oh,
send
he
that out?
attached it on Wednesday
Okay.
after our Zoom, or Thursday after our Zoom.
Okay.
So here's the idea. You start out every single week with 10 catalogs, every week, 10 catalogs, right? And you want to go out and about and find out a little bit about at least those 10 people. You want to find out enough about them to bless them with a catalog, right? And make such a connection, just like Lori did, that you got their information in exchange for your catalog or information. So if you're doing 10 catalogs, I will a little bit and make 10 sample giveaways, etc. If you have those, your goal is to get those 10 out. You're going to write something down about that, each and every one of those 10 people. You're going to do this every single week, every single month, pretty soon, just by doing this. Can you see how I could fill this out in one party if I had 10 people? Or give yourself, or I wouldn't even say or, make that a challenge and give yourself 10 catalog challenge to get out there and find out a little bit about 10 people. What do you know about them? What did you see? What did you notice? And then what do you know about them? So there's a difference. What do you do? So here's the example I wrote down. Oh, I met her in the grocery store. Met her at Winco. Who did you see? I saw it was one of my students' mom. She was with she and I were at the Checker that had a nose ring. And then what do I know? That her daughter's in college at University of Washington. This third column is the powerful follow-up column. So I would concentrate on that I call it the follow-up column. What do you know about that person for when, not if, you call them back? And follow up somehow, some way. And don't think of it, the follow-up as, oh my God, I met them once and now I have to sponsor them. Or I met them one time and now I got to no, it's about making those lifelong connections. The gal I just sponsored the other day, she did a party with me a year ago. We became friends on Facebook. I purposely interacted with her Facebook posts. She reordered from me twice. And when she wanted to do this party again in the fall, I went, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. You should totally make it your launch. Let's. And you know what she said? You know what? I've been thinking about it for like 3 weeks. I'm just going to do it. And I had her name. I had Kelsey's name down and all that. But of course I asked her to join and gift her the party last year and would plant seeds, but I wanted to do it real. So that's the whole thing. This is a journey of getting to know people. We don't typically sponsor in the same moment. The more powerful your connection is with them when you very first meet them, doesn't that tend to set the people for your friendship over the long haul? So the other thing that I love that Lisa covered was the party is the game. Do you remember hearing that?
Yes, that was good.
Oh my golly, that was like a revelation. Because I'm not going to lie, I freaking love home parties, but I would do a lot. I mean, I would make game after game, and I'm just, nope, not anymore. So for the last 2 months, I make the party the game. Meaning, it's so fun highlighting our products. And when you fill out that party plan page where you can fill in your host's 3 favorite products, that is ideal for host coaching. You want them to give you their 3 most favorite products. Why do we want to do that? Why do we want to ask for our new host, no matter what style of hosted activity they're doing? Why do we want to know at least they're just 3 of their favorite products?
I think it would be to get them involved in looking actually through the catalog to see what we do have to offer, other than just saying, oh yeah, I'll host a party. I'd like to because when I do events, I did an event yesterday, and of course I had the diffuser out, and I had out some the new warmers that we got in our kit in August, and people were coming up and they were oohing and eyeing, and I always put those out when I do events. Depending on the event, depends on how much stuff I take, but you have a chance for them to see some of our products, but it makes them to look through our catalog. And then I always point out about hosting a party, and this is what you can get.
Mm-hmm.
A hosting benefit, sure. Exactly. it gives them a chance and an excuse, I should say. It gives them an excuse. They're going to need to look at the catalog, right? What's another benefit of them picking only 3 products from the catalog as their most favorite?
It helps get their people that they invite to the parties interested.
How?
Because it's, if it's their mom or their sister or their, family member, maybe something that they all have in common, as far as taste, the type of stuff that they like. So it might be something that, mom would like that same product, and by seeing it, it interests her into being more interested in joining and being a part to see what else Scentsy has to offer.
For sure. And that didn't always be there. Those 3 products to highlight have been a gold mine coaching tool for me and my host. And here's exactly what you guys said. Those are the exact more benefits to always getting these 3 products. Our catalog is so huge and it's awesome. There's something for everyone. I've learned that my hosts will not share the whole catalog because it's too overwhelming. So if I give them the catalogs and I say, go share the catalogs, or I can't. Nope. But boy, when they pick those 3, they have ownership in their party. And what I tell them is, hey, I want you to pick 3 products as soon as I get them, and I want you to tell me what is it about them that jumped out at you. And as soon as I get them, I can set up your nationwide party link, and then everybody's going to know what your favorites are. When she sends them, I get to enter those into the party plan page. I put the little Y, and of course I give them the link, and then I encourage her to share those 3 products. If you share nothing else, share 1, 2, or all 3. When you're talking to your friends in the office and stuff, tell them exactly why you like that little garden. You told me you are a huge succulent fan and that these look real. So if that's all you do, go, oh my gosh, here's the catalog, but you've got to check out the little garden. Whip through the page, show them it, have an elephant ear, whatever. But if she only has 3 products to share, she's going to be way more proactive with her party, way more proactive in sharing our products and our catalog, because 3 is a lot more chewable than 300 or whatever we have, right? There's also another benefit. I tell her, when I get your 3 products, I'm going to know exactly how to spoil you at your party. So what I do is I make a point somehow at her party. Remember, the party is the game. So I'm going to use, I'll say Debbie, you're my party host.
Okay.
What is one of your favorite products and why?
The new diffuser that's got the metal things around it. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. Oh my golly. I love that one. And you can see the, what is that iron? When you burn iron together, what is that called?
Yeah, it's got the welding.
Welding. You can see the weld marks. It's called Avid. I looked it up.
That's right, yeah.
So why do you like Avid?
Just because I like the styling of it. It's kind of modernistic looking, and I think it's really classic and would look really great in somebody's house.
Ah, so fun. Have you seen it live?
Yes, I have.
Oh my golly, it's a chunk of metal, isn't it? Wire.
Yeah,
it's so cool. Yeah. So I would put that exact same thing on Debbie's page. Hey, do you have a favorite or favorite scent, Debbie?
It's an Old But a Good One, coconut lemongrass.
Can't go wrong. Okay, so at Debbie's party, Debbie has all of her friends there, and how many does she have at least?
Oh, at least 10.
At least 10. At least 10.
I invited 20, but only 10 showed up.
So then that's way different than the average, because the average in the industry is 10% show up. I know. So knowing this, Debbie is going to be my star. I don't know whose microphone is being rubbed a little bit, but it's giving us a feedback a little. I'm going to make sure I have an Avid diffuser to display. I'm going to have coconut lemongrass bar. I'm going to have the other third product, doesn't matter what it is, and then warmer of the month on display. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something like, Debbie, thank you so much for getting your friends and family together and sharing your home. You know what? I would not be here if it weren't for you sharing your friends. And if there's nothing else, I want all of you guys to pay attention tonight to how much fun we have and how simple this is. Look at, I'm even pretending like I'm talking to her crowd. Could you see me moving left and right? Yeah, but I want you to pay attention to how simple this is and how much fun, and especially to how much I'm going to spoil Debbie, because nobody gets more spoiled than my hosts. And so if you want to book a party here tonight, then just know I'm going to treat you the same way. So let's get started. The first thing I would love to share or to give Debbie is I'm going to give her a coconut lemongrass bar. This is Debbie's favorite. Debbie, why is this your favorite? And I will give her the bar. You can give her a 3-pack. You can give her coconut lemongrass product of any sort, of the car bar to highlight more. I just said bar because it was the first thing that came to my mind. I really like to highlight new products that we make her flavors in, okay? Because then it lets me talk about it. So I go on from there, and now throughout the evening, I'm not going to give her the diffuser, but boy, golly, am I going to have a great opportunity to talk about a diffuser. And by the way, I talk about a diffuser at every party because it's our highest price point, and it has such a great value when you know about the diffusers. If you do not feel super, super comfy about our diffusers, get yourself there because they are amazing. Post on Team Talk even, we can kind of share some benefits that we spread. So then as we go, I'm going to make sure I have given her 3 free items that match the 3 different products. Are you guys following me on that? And then throughout that, it's looking so cray fun. All I'm doing is highlighting it, and guess who gets one? Debbie. Then at the end, I do a door prize, and I'll say, guess who else gets one? Debbie. Debbie has her closest friends and family there. Then, just like Lisa said in the video when we're talking about making these connections, you want to say something like, you know, when I told you guys how much I enjoy what I do and that I get to travel a lot, what went through your mind? If you can honestly find a place in your heart or in your home to do what I do, if you want to do it part-time, if you want to do it for full-time income or what we call career time income, I would love to chat with you more about this after the party. But in the meantime, I have to give the door prize away. Or whatever, however you lead into it. This is why I love Lisa Hendrickson's videos, because she gives us the language to use to make your own, to get comfortable. And what it did was take this weight off of thinking that we don't have to do a big old pomp and circumstance. That's not why we do the party. We do the party to get ourselves in front of as many people as possible. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be presenting and spending a 2-hour deal. I don't want to present in front of one. I want to present in front of masses. And Lori, I'm thinking of you. Remember last year when we did a fun challenge on how can we get a whole bunch of hosts together, make it a competition and see whatever host gets the most gets this, or it gets all this. You remember when we did that?
Yes.
I know. It's the same idea. We want to put ourselves in front of others so we can build our pipeline. To me, that was the beauty of the 10-10-10. It is the beauty of her Rock Your Recruiting. How many of you on here have at least one team member?
Me. Well,
So,
Tina's just running away with it, so it's okay.
I know, she's so on fire. So why not share some of this with your team member? Why do we have to have titles in order for us to share information? You're always going to be a teacher. We're always going to be a learner. If you have even one team member, share that video with them. I mean, it's on Team Talk. Tag them on it. It'll bring it to the top, right? All of us here are on Team Talk. So if you're worried about how you share it, you know, you can share them on your own pages too. I'll show you, I can teach you how if you want. It's not, it's actually not common that people do it, but we figured it out. And I wasn't even taught. I just played with it one day, and I don't do that. I don't just figure things out like that. I'm not that quick a study with technology.
Well, I do have a question because we are a closed group. I have found that when we try to share things that are in our closed group on Team Talk, I can't share them. And I have a friend who's in my VIP group, and because it is a closed group, she can't share things that I post in my VIP group. And she got upset. She said, I want to be able to share your stuff with my friends too. And I let her know. I said, that's fabulous, and I love you for that, Laura, but that's why I also have a business page, because my business page is public. My VIP group is private, because that way I give you guys all the lowdown and the skinny on the new stuff that's coming out before it hits the streets. I
Yes.
said, so if I wanted it out there for everybody to see, I put it on my business page. This is for you guys because you're my VIP customers. So she was like, but I want to be able to share it. I said, then share it from my business page.
Yeah. Okay. That works.
I can't find how we can share things from our private group pages. So I've tried to take things from Team Talk, and I'm not able to do that.
Like, give me an example of what?
Like
graphics?
videos. No, graphics is cake. I can download those. That's not a big deal.
Videos.
But videos, yeah.
So
I
there.
can't figure out how to do that.
Okay, I won't go into a ton of detail, but on your, when you click on the upper right, it'll say save it to your computer or save it somewhere, and I never knew where that went. And then one day on my homepage, I discovered share on your lower, it was on my lower left of your home Facebook page. And when you click on it, it'll show the videos that you saved, and you go share it, and then it says where, and then you pick a group.
Okay,
Done.
cool.
Try that.
Thank
So
you.
how many of us, because this was all in this video, I love the video. So if you haven't listened to it, please make it a priority. And then after you have, make sure your team members do. Whatever we share on here, absolutely we want you to duplicate it and share it with your team members, because that's how you're going to grow. And then you're going to get used to sharing everything, because I mean, we didn't have Facebook when I started, so we would write things down and then call every Saturday. We did Team Talk every Saturday, only on the phone. See, so now we have a huge advantage because everything is way more instantaneous. But how many of us have a follow-up plan? Excellent. Right on. So glad we talked. In case you guys didn't see that, those of you who are listening to the phone, nobody raised their hand. So that's great, because now you can. If all you do is make a 1 hour power hour follow-up Friday, huge start. Do it. Just do it. Just come up with some intentional, purposeful plan to do some kind of follow-up off of whatever your 10-10 list is, off of that column on who did I meet this week and what do I know about them? How can I follow up on them? Well, heck, you're not going to be able to follow up on them if you didn't get information. Maybe you're just going to have to go visit that coffee shop again. Maybe you're just going to have to go to the grocery store again. Maybe you're just going to have to be a little bit more intentional how you run into them again. Just like we meet moms and other families at soccer games and football games and sports outings and all of that, right? So if you don't, that is my challenge to you, is to come up with some kind of purposeful follow-up. And when we started follow-up Fridays on Team Talk, that's just when I would do it. So it's kind of stuck. I'm not religious about posting on them now because we started the beach and the Ada Walker. And so I know we're working with our top 20%. That's you guys, or you wouldn't be here. So now you just have to come up with a way to be a little bit more purposeful in how you're doing your follow-ups. When are you doing them? What are some things that you like to do? What kind of filing system do you have that makes you want to follow up, to where it doesn't become too burdensome where you're on, oh, I don't know what I'm going to say, or you know how we get like that. So you get to be in control of that. I'm just going to leave you with this thought, okay? What do you want the rest of this month to look like for you in this business? And I would love for you guys to share. What do you want this month to do for you in your business?
Should I go? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So I've got a couple of home parties booked this month, and I usually don't do home parties. And I found that a lot of times I have high expectations, and then I leave the parties feeling, sometimes I feel really disappointed because nobody has shown up, and I've coached and coached and coached the hostess. So I'm really hoping I'm going to have some really good, successful home parties with a lot of enthusiasm. And then I have to just share one thing that I picked up tonight, and it's I'm almost embarrassed to shame it, but it was this big aha.
Oh, hooray!
Because I also have a Facebook party going right now, and I didn't realize that the questions about the 3 favorite products were supposed to be the host's 3 favorite products.
Oh,
Oh,
that's already beneficial. You did the team chat. Make sure you post that. These chats are valuable.
Yeah, because I always thought, oh well, they want to know what I think, and so that anyway, how
I
embarrassing.
mean, it's not wrong.
Well, no, but this way that you're talking about makes so much more sense. But I'm like, duh. Okay. Oh, not you, duh, but me,
And
duh.
I would love for you guys, honestly, and I'm not looking for compliments. I'm looking for value here. If you get anything from these small group chats, post about it somehow. Because why? It's going to, even if just post it in our PM, in our Make a Splash page. Way to go, Lori. Post it
Thank you.
there, because that's going to, remind people, because don't forget, life happens, right? Remember, sometimes we have hurricanes. B, it's going to give them another reason. If they just hear from me, they're going to go, oh, yeah, Danette's done it, whatever. But when they hear it from a bunch of us at all these different levels, then it's way more valuable. So I love that idea. Okay, who else? Who else would like to share with us? What do you want this month of October to do for your business?
I want this month of October to grow more.
How?
Because last month was, well, monetarily, number one,
Okay.
of course, and team-wise. I do have a young lady who was a Sensi consultant in the past, and she messaged me, what's today, Sunday?
Yeah.
Today's
Sunday.
It's been a few. I got like 2 hours sleep Friday night because I was loading my truck for an event that I had to be up for at 6 o'clock in the morning and be at 7 o'clock yesterday morning. It was a day. And I got 2 hours sleep. So kind of still a little groggy.
Oh, you're a trooper.
Yeah, well, she messaged me Friday night and she said, what does it take to rejoin Sensi? I'm like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, how much does it cost? I said, it doesn't cost anything. And so she's going to write to accounts. She's going to email accounts on Monday. Hopefully they're open because tomorrow is some sort of a Columbus Day. Everything is closed. I don't know. Anyway, she's going to contact them. Yeah, see, you didn't know either, did you? But she's going to contact accounts, and I gave her my consultant ID number because she stopped selling because she wasn't happy with her sponsor and the lack of support that she had gotten in the past. And
Okay.
she got discouraged and she left. Kind of like, remember a couple years ago when you did our Saturday calls and I mentioned to you that my sponsor of like 4 years had never even so much as messaged me or anything, and I was getting very discouraged. So she left. I didn't leave. I don't quit. So so she's going to rejoin. And I'm so excited to have her back in our Sensi family. So I'm hoping that when
So you want your team to grow in numbers. You want your team numbers to grow.
I want my team numbers to grow. I want my team numbers to grow, and I want my team itself to grow. I want my team members to grow themselves. I want them to go from being an essential
Okay.
consultant to a certified consultant to a lead, and like Tina's shooting for and I'm shooting for, to be a director. Because I just made Star a couple months ago, finally, after 5.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Tina's shooting the moon here. I mean,
Isn't she good for you? We love it when team members are like that because they move us.
well, yeah, you know, and you know, I have a post that says I'm in competition with no one but myself.
Sure.
And, you know, but you get team members who are like, oh, well, you know, she's doing so much better than I am, or what are you doing for her that you're not doing for me? And it's kind of like you're the mom. And you're the mom, and you have to spread yourself out amongst all your children on your team, and you can't show favorites because moms don't show favorites. And you have to be able to work with them. And I have told every member on my team and every member on Tina's team as well, if you need something, let me know. I am here for you. It doesn't matter when, because Tina's 2 months in. I'm almost 6 years in. So I do have a little bit more knowledge about our business than she does. And I've let them all know that she's recruited them. Yes, she has. And hooray for her. But if they have questions, they can come to me. I'm
I
always
make sure I give them your phone number too.
Do what, honey?
And I make sure I give them your phone number too.
That's fine.
Tina, what would you like this month, the rest of this month, to do for your business?
Well, when I started 2 months ago, I started out with a very low expectation.
Mhm.
If I make $500, if I sell $500 a month, I'm happy. Just be consistent at $500 a month. We don't need to brag on myself. So I got level 3 sensational start as of Friday.
Woo! You're in the top 1% of the entire company starting up. Bravo.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that awesome? I'm so proud of her.
Thank you.
So great.
So I closed out I had five Facebook parties last week, and I closed out 2 and had over $600 in sales. And so I already met my 500 for the month. So I'm really shooting to get at least my PRV. I want to shoot for 2,000 this month. So
excellent, because then you get 30% in. Can you imagine this year, Tina, being able to get or have, what do I want to say, pay for the Christmas that your family wants instead of just the Christmas we can afford? That's a big visual. That's so great. Randy, go ahead.
I've been a single mom my whole life, so it's always been a struggle. And I've done a few other direct sales and just never been real successful at it. I don't know if it's just the love of the product, the love of having a sponsor that is on speed dial, and it doesn't matter if it's 2:00 in the morning or 12:00 in the afternoon that's available. I don't know if it's just all the above, but self-confidence really played a big part, and it took, I blame it on the Reflect diffuser, because I would not be here today if it was not for that diffuser.
Oh, that's so great. Yay. And this is just the beginning. I'm so excited for you. How about you, Brandy? What do you want the rest of this month to do for you and your business?
My biggest thing is more personal. I want to open up more, not be so nervous on Facebook Live, and do better speaking in public. And Lori, I'm with you. Even this makes me nervous.
Yes.
Not the only one.
Oh, but you know what, though? It's so lovely. I can't tell. You're doing so amazing. These little tiny things, every little bit of it's a little stretch. Inch by inch is a cinch. Yard by yard is way too hard. So good for you. Okay, so I have another question, and I really want to be courteous to your time, so I'm not going to ask all of you to share it. But when we ask this is something that is so powerful for you to ask your new team members, anyone on your team, whether they're new or not, I should say, but ask them, what do you want this month to do for your business? The next question you do, you follow up on that and say, oh my gosh, what are you willing to do to achieve that? What are you willing to do to get it? There's so much that comes from that. And then it starts putting that ownership in your business, in your hands, and off of your sponsor or your director or whoever. So you guys all just told me what you want your business to do. Jot down, what are you willing to do to get it? And then my last question, and I would love any of you on the recording to respond to me personally. I want you all to personally respond or reply to me personally, not in the group. How do you want me to hold you accountable if you're not meeting it? How do you want me as one of your business partners to hold you accountable if you get off track? Can you see right now, those of you who are going to be a director, can you see how valuable this language is to your team members? I want to know how you're going to get off track. You're a human being. I've never met one that didn't. Yeah, I did. I lied. We've had a couple hot dogs. It's an anomaly. But when you get off track, if you get off track, how do you want your team members to hold? That is such powerful team ownership. I love that. That's not my language. That's Lisa Hendrickson's language. But man, I've started implementing it. And it is so great just to put that back in their life to realize it is your business. You get to do anything you want to share Scentsy in an ethical, passionate way. What are you going to do to reach for your sky? Because you have a different sky than anybody else, and you have the most amazing way of getting there, better than anyone else. So why not go for what you really believe can happen for your business this month? What are you going to do to make it happen? And then what do you want me to do for you if you get off track? How do you want me to hold you accountable? Because I kind of think you're a big deal. I want to do whatever it takes for you to get to where you want to go, because there's no way I would have believed I would be where I am financially, physically, and emotionally 14 years ago if you told me I'd be doing this and not teaching children. So please, oh please, catch up on the cows if you haven't. The challenges of the week, even from week 1. If you need any guidance or just even a little Sis Boom Bob pep talk, oh my gosh, that's what we are all here for. You have a sponsor, you have a director, you have a star director, you have a superstar director. In some of your cases, it's all of the above in 1 or 2 people. Just reach out. We're never going to know what you need to know if you don't let us know, you know? So get out there and make it a magnificent, unbelievable, full of stretchiness week. And Wednesday, you don't want to miss, especially Lori and Tina. You guys said you want to be director. Wednesday Zoom is it's not so much of the numbers and the formula, but it's a little bit about why, what's in it for me type thing. Kate?
Wednesday Zoom. I thought Zoom was Monday.
That's for Hey Bada Bada. I know. Welcome to our world. Keep up. Yeah, so tomorrow is the Hey Bada Bada. Wednesday is Flip
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I'm going to stop the recording, but I will be happy to answer anybody's questions.